Ian, we have a Patreon.
We do.
How do you access that good old Patreon?
Oh, you go to I almost said twitter.com.
Oh, wow.
Go to patreon.com/CU podcast. And what do you get there? You get the full video podcast. You get a hangout once a month. I'm going to have to do that this weekend.
You get a writing today to me, right?
I'm going to get a writing done. I was busy last week. We'll get a writing in. I've been good about making sure I get it once a week. I will try to have one done by the end of the night.
Okay.
But yes, a writing often once a week. And then we also do these poll topics that you can vote on.
Also, the hangouts we got to get going.
I just said I was going to do my hangout this weekend.
Oh, okay, I find that out. Well, text me the time when you want to do it.
I'll do that this weekend.
All right, well, then I'll do mine the day before, maybe, because after that's the day after Christmas next time. Pat wants to relax and calm less. All right, our Patreon poll topics this week. In third place, what other retro game deserves the Super Mario 35 treatment? 19%. In 27%, at second place, what do you miss most about gaming conventions? And in first place, at 53%, memories of playing or, I guess, completing certain games during the holidays. So, Ian, was there any gift games that you remember playing in particular, or just games at all around the holidays?
So, I'm sure if I thought about it, I could think of some gift games, but I actually have an answer to this, and it's fairly recent. There are two games that whenever I think of them, I think specifically of winter and the holidays, especially Christmas, New Year's. And those are, one of them is Final Fantasy 15, and the other one is Yakuza 0. Reason being, those came out when I was sick with my abdominal issues. And that winter was probably that was when it was real bad. That was like when I was still trying to figure out what the hell was going on. No one knew what was happening. I was having endoscopies and shit like that. And no one could figure out what was going on. So I was not in a great place, and I was mostly sitting at home just trying to keep myself occupied. So I had heard good things about Final Fantasy 15 after years and years of deciding that the game probably wasn't going to be for me. I went and bought it. And I ended up enjoying it a lot. And, I had nothing else to do. And I remember, sitting there with the heated blanket on and playing through it, and Vonnie watching me, and both of us having a good time. And after that came out, I think that's when I played Yakuza 0. I think that came out in January. And again, it was the right time for me to have that level of distraction. And no other time in probably the past decade, even 15 years, have I been able to put that much time into games of that length and complete as much stuff in them as I did. So those are always games. Lately, those are games that I think about just about every year when December rolls around. And I always think, man, it would be nice to, maybe every year around the holiday time, find a game that's a little bit deeper or longer and get into it and play through it. But, and for good reasons as opposed to bad reasons, but I just haven't been able to find the time. I'm healthier, I'm working, I'm doing more stuff. So my ability to play these story-based games has fallen. But yeah, those are two games that will always remind me of winter.
Of winter? More so than the holidays around the
the holidays, because the holidays were around there. But yeah, December specifically, December and January.
Any game you got for Christmas as a kid that you just played the hell of? I know Home Alone 2 is in there, right?
Home Alone 2 is always a game that I talk about. I mention this story every once in a while, but Pat makes a good point bringing it up. Every time I see it, I think of Christmas, not just because the movie takes place during the holiday season, but because for whatever reason, I decided that it might be an interesting game and convinced my brother to put it on his Christmas list. And he used up one of his present slots for it. And that game was awful, miserable. But my brother and I played the hell out of it anyway.
Was there acrimony for a while after that?
No, surprisingly, my brother was young and he probably got something else that year that he liked, and it wasn't a big deal for him. But I remember him not being particularly upset about it, but I remember feeling guilty about that for years and years.
Oh, you were?
Oh, yeah.
I just sat there.
I still feel kind of guilty.
Sat there unplayed and dusty.
Yeah.
All right. I might do an actual video on this in general about my best games I got for Christmas and things like that. But I'm gonna go to a couple of things off the beaten track, because obviously, I got the NES games for Christmas. I talked about that in an NES Punk video about. I got Atari Warriors and Spy Hunters separately the same Christmas in '87 when I got Super Mario Brothers in the console set. So obviously I have memories of playing those. Probably out of all three of those, honestly, the memory is probably of playing Atari Warriors more than the other two for some reason. I'm not sure why. I mean, I like that arcade game a lot better. Those are the reasons I got those, because I loved Atari Warriors in the arcade at Spaceport, and I love Spy Hunter, the sit-down version. I played those in the arcade. Those are the two games I played. But I'm going to go into handhelds, because I always got handhelds for Christmas because, you know, they were cheap. And I wasn't...
The Tigers.
But even before that, though. So I got the Radio Shack Highway game. 2 buttons, you go left to right in the highway. Radio Shack.
I like that one, actually.
Radio Shack had a series of those handhelds in the mid '80s. They kept re-releasing them with different shells. I still have the original one. I still have it. I kept it since I was a kid, so that's the one I own right now. They had a tank one. They had a space alien attack one. They had like 3 or 4, maybe 5. So I remember playing that. And I remember my cousin Chris got the blue tank one, which was cooler because you have to I think like you had to shoot the missiles coming in. I forget. It was a cooler concept than Highway. Highway's just like, don't hit the log.
Just dodge stuff.
So he never let me, but Chris, of course, never let me play the tank one, the blue one. But so I have memories of that, because we all got them one Christmas. For some reason, all the cousins would go to like my one aunt's, and on my mom's side, we'd all, you know, there was like 10 cousins, 12 cousins on that one side. The other side of my family was only one cousin. It's a lot. There's a lot less siblings. So we all would play the handhelds. I guess they were cheap. The Radio Shack was, I don't know what they cost back then, $15 probably.
Maybe.
But then I got the Tiger ones after that for a few years. I owned about 4 Tiger ones as a kid. The first one I got for Christmas was, it might have been that Christmas, because it was probably '87. I got the original football one, since that first year was right before the license stuff hit. That first year, like '87, about. I got the original football one with the D-pad on the right side. I'll never forget that. The D-pad on the right side, just to screw with you. So they put the D-pad for a few on the right side.
I hated that. Yeah, that was so annoying.
Then they realized we can't do that. We're screwing with people's head. We'll put them on the left side. So I got football and played the hell out of that, especially in cars, like on car trips. Like I probably did my grandma's. My grandparents might have given me that one actually. So played the hell out of that one, as well. But then the following year, though, it must have been '88, because that's when a lot more of the licensed ones came out. I got Double Dragon and I got Ninja Gaiden. I'm pretty sure Ninja Gaiden probably came out in '89, because that's when the game came out.
I had the Double Dragon one.
So I got Double Dragon '88 and I got Ninja Gaiden '89, and I loved those. First of all, I loved them in the tree because they were in the blister packs.
Yeah.
And so they were packed with. I remember seeing it in gold gift wrap. I'll never forget that, at 4:30 in the morning, and it was just cool to see something like the shape of that.
Sure.
And so I remember getting those and playing the hell out of those around Christmas. The other couple that I remember playing in particular, I got X-Wing CD version on the PC. I got that. Probably would have been. Let's see, X-Wing came out either '92 or '93, whatever. Next year is when the CD one came out with the full audio. And I remember getting that for Christmas. That was one of the best Christmas gifts I ever got, because talking about being burned out on Star Wars, you were clamoring for Star Wars content in the early '90s, and that was the first major game I remember, besides probably Rebel Assault. But that was the first one that was an actual like real experience, because Rebel Assault is just like on rails. It's like, who cares? It's kind of cheap. You can't really replay Rebel Assault, but X-Wing was fantastic. That sort of blew the lid open on what you can do with a Star Wars game. That came out before Rebel Assault. What year did Rebel Assault come out? '93?
I think Rebel Assault 2 was '97. I think.
Was it '90? Was that late? But either way, X-Wing was an excellent game that I remember playing around that Christmas time. And that was our second PC we got. We finally upgraded. We upgraded to the 486 after we had our IBM XT that my dad got in like '85. So we went about 7 years between new computers. That's a long time to go from an XT to a 486 is like light years to getting, we got Windows 3.1 on that damn thing, and still had DOS boot to play X-Wing on that. Other than that, only the memory I have around Christmas or the holidays, I will say, not technically a Christmas gift because my father gave it to me 2 weeks before, is playing a lot of Keith Courage and Alpha Zones and playing a lot of Bloody Wolf, because I won that contest in the Christmas, December of '90 is when I won that contest. And so I got Bloody Wolf, and the still relevant for another 6 months or so only, TurboGrafx 16. I got that. Yeah. What was it, 90 or 89? I always forget that. It might have been 89 because it was probably part of their launch marketing campaign. I remember them talking about Bonk, but if it was 90, they might have given you Bonk, because Bonk came out spring of '90, I believe. So it might have been 89 I got that, because I remember it was still fresh and new. Maybe by 90 it would have been old hat. By Christmas of '90 already, like a year and a half in. Mm-hmm. But those are the memories of the games I have, because Like getting that TurboGrafx 16 was like the biggest surprise ever, that I won that stupid contest, and my dad thought I didn't win. So, but then it showed up and they gave it to me early. Maybe that would have been better as a Christmas present though, under the tree. My dad could have faked that not fake it, but I would have knew I won it. But so that was a special time there. Is that it?
That's it.
Is that all? Did we cover everything there?
We did.